You bowled awfully well in this house. A couple years ago, you won your first senior title, and this week you finished 15th. What can we expect on this television pair here at Valley Lanes tonight?
Well, Phil, I think that you'll find the longer they bowl on them, the better they're going to get for them. I expect the scores to get better through this show, and the championship match should be a real great one.
Now, whoever wins that first game, you think has a good shot at knocking off Steve Neff?
Yeah, I certainly do.
All right, let's take a look at our outstanding championship round finals field of 5. Bowling in that number 5 position. He won his 9th PBA senior title just a week ago in Seattle. He's red hot. Gene Stus.
He's been bowling great. He went through the field last week, and now he's got a chance to make it back-to-back wins this year here at Valley Lanes.
When I talk about red hot, this guy is just in the frying pan ever since January. Dale Glen Eagle, seated number 4.
Dale has been bowling extremely well out on the regular tour as well as on the senior tour. Last year here at Valley Lanes, he averaged 260 for 8 games of match play, PBA senior record.
That's pretty good bowling, isn't it?
That's awful good. I'd like to bowl that good a game once this week.
In that number 3 position, perhaps a sleeper, although he bowled awfully well, Ron Winger.
Ron Winger won his last title back in 1993. He won back-to-back then. He's been waiting. He's made a lot of TV shows, but he can really explode and get a lot of strikes.
We talked about Mike Durbin. Here he is, seated number 2. He won 14 titles on the national tour, looking for that first senior championship.
Yeah, there's no question. Mike's been out here really working hard at it. He made a TV show earlier this year. I think he's going to be awful tough. He's used to the TV lights. He's just going to let his bowling ball do the talking this time.
And once again, a new format here for the PBA. Bowlers seated number 2, 3, 4, and 5 will bowl 1 game, and the player with the highest score will then take on our leader. That being rookie out here on tour, although he's won 4 national stops, Steve Neff.
That's right, Steve Neff, the 1973 Rookie of the Year out on the regular tour. Here he is 25 years later, 25 years later, taking a shot at it, and I think he's going to be a pop at Rookie of the Year this year on the senior tour.
His last PBA title came in 1977. It's been a while.
It's been quite a while, but he looked awful good this week, and he's led the tournament all through the match play.
Looking forward to your expert commentary tonight, so let's have at it. Match number 1 here from Beaverton, Oregon.
And it should be exciting. We have some proven players out there, Gary, that have won an awful lot of championships, including Mike Durbin, of course, and Dale Eagle's been red hot. It should be an interesting first game.
Oh, it sure should be, Phil. These guys have all got a lot of talent, and they've all been bowling well this year.
Dale Eagle has won 3 tour titles, regional titles, 5, including a couple of senior regional titles from Louisville, Texas. He qualified for it. Got it out just a bit, and we watched him in practice. He had a pretty nice shot from outside, Gary, but that one got away from him.
Yeah, it did. I expected a couple of the guys to play out and a couple to play in. The longer they bowl, I think the shot can develop a little better inside.
Ron Winger qualified for 3rd, 16 years as a pro. Went inside a little bit, and a lot of players out of this 5 in the group also finding a shot inside. Kind of multiple angles, I guess.
Yeah, there were all this week, and I think that the inside angle will favor the players a little bit later in the action.
So Eagle opens up in that first frame with 9. Winger with that strike. Now we have Gene Stus, who won last week in Seattle, trying to make it back-to-back senior wins. Inside, able to kick the 4-pin out. So Gene Stus, if he has that shot all night long, he's going to be awfully tough.
I'll tell you what, when Gene Stus is carrying, there's nobody going to beat him.
Mike Durbin qualified 2nd. Inside a little bit, able to carry that 10-pin. Boy, Mike struggled early on. He said he had only 7 opens in his first 25 frames and then caught fire.
Yeah, he was a little slow starting the tournament, but it took him a little while to get warmed up, but he's been bowling awful well the last 2 days.
Speaking of bowling awfully well this whole year, Dale Eagle comes right back with a big strike. So Dale Eagle, after an open in the first frame, comes back with a strike. He trails the leaders now by 11 with Ron Winger up in the 2nd frame working on a strike. He can twist it up a little bit. A little spinner.
Yep. Excellent shot. That's our first double in the match.
Nice shot by Winger. Kind of a little spinner.
Yeah, he definitely spins the ball, but he gets a lot of heavy roll on it. He gets great pin action, too.
Mike Durbin, he was really the only player on the 5 that really struggled early on in this tournament. 36, and then vaulted into the number 5 because he thinks that a block was like 270 over. Not able to kick out the 10-pin on that shot.
No, that was an excellent shot. I think that's what slows Mike down once in a while, is he doesn't get quite the carry some of the other players do.
You can see Gene Stus, he has been in the top 10 throughout the tournament. Able to kick out that 4-pin. He's got his work, a little magic early on here at Valley Lane.
Hits high, trips the floor, hits late, and gets the mixer, and he's got a double.
Got a little room out there to work with. Can't wait to get back up and bowl as Durbin converts the 10-pin.
Yes, Stus is just carrying over from last week.
So Ron Winger and Gene Stus early on, the leaders here in the Showboat Northwest Senior Classic. Dale Eagle trails by 21. Mike Durbin now, after that solid 10-pin, trails early on in this match by 10. Dale Eagle now working on that strike after an open.
He's going to need a double here to get back into the match. It's a good-looking shot.
Did he make a little adjustment, or maybe that first shot on that lane just didn't come off the hand the way he wanted it to?
I think it was a little tentative. You know, the first shot out of the box, sometimes we tend to do that.
Ron Winger finished 3rd a couple of weeks ago in Boise. Working on a double, 3rd frame. Got it out. A little chilly outside. Not able to bring it back. And there was...
Got a little noise, kind of disturbing a little bit, I think. Drew a little wider than wanted to.
Mike Durbin, 14 National Tour titles, 5 regional titles, looking for that elusive first senior championship. Beautiful shot, and young boys and girls, if you want to emulate a player, Mike Durbin, what a beautiful style.
An excellent bowler. That's why he's given bowling tips on TV for years. Oh, boy, there's a big miss.
Caught the oil in the middle of the lane, all the way down. And
he went to a spare ball, and it just didn't hook at all. I didn't see him practicing with that spare ball. It actually looks like a new spare ball, and he may not be used to it.
So Ron Winger now, and opening the 3rd frame, and Gene Stus working on a double in that 3rd frame.
A little high.
Okay. He's got it working, Gene Stus. He starts off with a 3-bagger, so Gene Stus has the early lead here in the Northwest Senior Classic. Back with more of this excitement. The championship round finals of the Northwest Senior Classic are being brought to you by Showboat Hotel, Casino, and Bowling Center. It's better at the boat. Some of the other finishers, Gary Dickinson, defending champion, missed the telecast by 92 pins. Darrell Storkson, 6th last week, 7th this week. He's bowled great.
Yeah, we got John Bennett. He was the leader after the 2nd round, and Ernie Slagle, advancing to the PBA Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Ernie's still bowling on the National Tour as well as the Senior Tour, and he's bowling awfully well. Ron Winger, who won back-to-back championships in 1993, looking for his 3rd senior title. And there you have it, Gene Stus out to an early lead, 3 strikes. All players now up in the 4th frame, and all trail by 20 or more.
That's out the window.
Ron seems a bit confused the last couple of shots.
I think the oil carried down a little bit. That ball didn't get back at all.
Eagle working on a double. Make it 3 in a row. So Dale Eagle, there you have it. Coming up with a 3-bagger after an open.
There's a replay on Ron's shot. See how the ball just skids out on him there and doesn't make it back.
So now Winger with an open in the 4th frame. Mike Durbin, strike, spare, strike, working in the 4th. The leader, they're all chasing Gene Stus, who has started out with 3 straight strikes. What an expansion on that shot. Durbin comes up with a double. Mike, the only player to win 3 Tournament of Champions on the regular tour out at Riviera Lanes in Akron. Stus trying to make it 4 in a row.
There it is. First one solid in the pocket, and he's got 4-bagger.
Stus won last week in Seattle. Looks very confident. And I guess winning a title, that's what it'll do.
I think he's on that roll, and he's relaxed, and things are going well for him.
Winger moved in just a little bit, able to carry. And So Ron Winger back on track as he gets a strike in the 5th frame. However, he opened in the 3rd and 4th, trails by 45 behind Gene Stus.
Dale Eagle going for 4 in a row, and he comes up a little light. Ooh, that ball backed up.
So Dale Eagle, another nice showing last year. And again, he has bowled very well on the National and Senior Tour. Gene Stus.
Dale seemed to think the oil carried down on him, too, on that lane 25. There may be a little change going on already, like we talked about.
5 in a row for Gene Stus, and I don't want to jinx anybody, but the PBA will give Stus $10,000 for a 300 game here in this first match. And I'll probably just hit it. As Dale Eagle converts.
Right now, Mike Durbin, he's in a must-strike situation. Somebody needs to stay close to Gene Stus, or he's going to run away from all of them.
You know, Mike's been able to bowl on the senior tour for 5 years, but just started bowling on the senior circuit last year, and he looks determined.
There's a great shot.
You called it. Beautiful shot by Mike Durbin. PBA merchandise, including shirts, sweaters, sweatshirts, and jackets, now available. PBA apparel comes in a variety of styles, colors, and sizes, and is provided by Spectrum Merchandising and Munsingware. For the look of the pros, call 1-800-PBA-TOUR. So Gene Stus out the gate with 5 straight strikes. He is the leader. Mike Durbin trails by 20. Dale Eagle by 33. And Ron Winger now 55 back, and Winger desperately needs this strike.
See if he makes an adjustment on this lane. Oh, boy. There's a bad break.
So that shot may spell the end of Winger, but still 5 frames to go in this ball game. A lot of time. Dale Eagle working outside, not able to trip the 4 pin.
I'll tell you, so far, Durbin and Stus both are lined up very well. They're hitting the pocket from that inside angle excellently.
Winger converts the 7-pin spare. Now Eagle. To a different ball and able to make the spare.
Yeah, Phil, you'll notice most of the guys have their spare ball out there that goes a little straighter, so the spares are a little easier.
I noticed you had your caddy out here this week, Earl Anthony. That was nice, and they thought around here balls.
Yeah, I was a little embarrassed, but then look at this. There's Stus, 6 in a row.
Earl is not bowling on the senior tour, came out here, and nice to see Earl Anthony.
Yeah, it was fun to have him here. All the guys enjoyed seeing him.
So Gene Stus with the first 6. Mike Durbin.
Mike's working on 3 in a row. This would be 4 strikes, and this is very important with Stus having the first 6 already. Another great shot by Durbin.
Well, I got to bring up the point, because Mike Durbin bowled in this format in Colchester, Vermont. He shot 268. Wasn't good enough. He lost.
That's right.
279, I believe, by John Ursina. So here comes Dale Eagle up in the 7th. He needs to really get going. Able to carry it, though, and Dale Eagle remains in this match. Always exciting. Well, fans love him.
You know, I'll tell you something. Right now, the only match is between Durbin and Stus, and whether Stus is going to win $10,000 for those 12 strikes in a row.
So Winger having his problems, leading to 1-2.
If you noticed Ron Winger on that shot there, he just didn't get through the ball. He got his elbow out a little bit. The ball skidded down the lane on him and did not get back into the pocket.
Ron owns one of 2 televised 300 games on the senior tour. Durbin up in the 7th.
There's another great shot from Durbin.
Well, Mike Durbin will not quit.
There's Debbie.
That word.
There's Debbie cheering away for Mike.
Winger picks up the spare, but you mentioned it. Gene Stus with the first 6 strikes. Mike Durbin can go off the sheet for 280.
Stus cannot afford to miss here. He's only 10 pins ahead of Durbin, so we've got a real match between those 2 bowlers.
Stus named the 92 PBA Senior Player of the Year.
Here it is, dead solid.
Oh, yeah. Crowd can feel it now.
I want you to...
Mike Durbin just looks on, but Gene Stus.
Look at this shot from Stus. How beautiful it is. Hits the pocket. Perfectly solid.
the conclusion of this exciting match in a minute.
Got 30.
George Pappas, a nice week, finishing 10th. He won a TFC title back in 1979. Dave Frame, another match play final for a member of the All-Maine team.
One of our fine bowlers from the Northwest, Wayne Erlaw, making 4 out of the last 5 tournaments he bowled in. He's made the finals. And Bobby Holmes, one of our super seniors, led this tournament after the first round.
There you see it. Gene Stus come out the gate, firing 7 straight strikes, and really the match is between Gene Stus and Mike Durbin.
That's it. We got a 2-man race right now, and it's just a matter of who can keep striking.
Ron Winger. Nice shot by Winger in the 8th frame. That's right. Dale Eagle up now in the 8th, and there's no quitting Dale Eagle.
Oh, no. He'll give it all he's got till the very end.
Dale still bowls regularly on the national tour and doing very well.
Well, look at this. Top 5 every week.
Great with the crowd, and so it'll be Gene Stus. Once again, 7 straight strikes. Should he throw a 300? Extra little paycheck of $10,000, courtesy of the PBA.
He gave that one a little more help.
Well, he just opened the door for Mike Durbin.
Well, the big pin count's big, too. He loses 7. He only gets a 7 count there. That's a big difference. This is a big key strike now for Durbin. Durbin can take control of this match if he strikes it.
Mike Durbin up in the 8th.
Another great shot. Oh. Take a look at this shot of Stus's. He just lifted a little hard, got it sent out there, and it catches the out of bounds and never got back to the pocket. But he makes the spell.
So Mike Durbin had a chance with a big strike and left a stubborn 10-pin, but Mike throwing the ball hit the pocket every time.
He's thrown every ball in the pocket and he's left 2 10-pins on the 126.
So this match far from over.
As it stands right now, the best Durbin can do is 259, which would force to get at least one more double.
So Dale Eagle with a 3-bagger. 1996 Rookie of the Year. We may have another Rookie of the Year on top. Steve Neff, he's got a good shot at it.
Well, he sure does. He could be the first bowler ever to be Rookie of the Year on the regular tour and Rookie of the Year on the senior tour.
Ron Winger up in the 9th frame. Slowed it down just a little bit. Able to get the ball to react in the end. And kicks out the 4-pin. Mike Durbin.
This is a must-strike for Durbin. It's a little wide. Ooh, it got back strong.
So Mike Durbin, 199 through 8. Gene Stus up. Should he strike here in the 9th, he would have 217 or an 18-pin advantage over Durbin. Kept that one in a little bit more.
It's a much better shot. Much better shot.
Gene, of course, looking for back-to-back senior championships. Last week he won in Seattle. Great crowds all week here at Valley Lanes in Beaverton, Oregon. Great pro-am to start off the week. A little too late, but Ron Winger with a 3-bagger. You might as well go out in style as Dale Eagle now up in the 10th frame.
Always like to save face there on TV. I'm sure we'll get something exciting out of Eagle on this shot if he gets a strike. Oh, it's a solid 9.
Tough for Eagle. Here on the senior tour, Pico Tour, has won a couple of senior titles this year. John Husina won one, and Gene Stus, of course, won last week in Seattle.
Guys having a little fun out there now. These two guys are just trying to get out of the way so the other 2 bowlers can get up and we can see who can advance into our championship race.
Eagle makes it. Winger saying to Eagle earlier that he's off the team after he left that single pin. But these guys, and you bowl out here, Gary, but it's the camaraderie.
Yes, a lot different than when we bowled on the regular tour, you know. Everybody's a lot more laid back and relaxed. There's no question the guys want to win, but the minute we're done bowling, we're all buddies again and having a good time with each other.
Ron Winger finishes out in style. We end the ball game with 5 strikes for a 213. Dale Eagle arcs with a strike with a 225. So those two out of the match. It's between Durbin and Stus.
This is a shot here. Stus is up first. This is a lockout. If Stus strikes on this ball, he will advance into the championship round.
And he would meet Steve Neff waiting in the wings, as Harry Golden, former tournament chairman on the regular tour, would say. Got it out. Oh, and he came back.
Unbelievable, Kerry, again. That's the lockout match there.
I feel kind of sorry for Mike Durbin. I mean, last time in Colchester, he shoots 268. Not good enough. 277 by John Hurcina. And now, Mike can go off the sheet with 259.
The interesting thing about it, if you watch this game, is Mike Durbin has thrown every ball solid in the pocket. And yet he is not going to advance. He left 2 10 pins.
So there is the gentleman that will advance to the title game against senior rookie.
What would have happened if that one ball wouldn't have got away from him? He might have been going for 10,000 on this last shot.
That's right. Because he has thrown every ball in the pocket except that one. Little different angles into the pocket at times.
Yeah, he's got the great carry going on. First bad shot. I think that's a little letdown on Mike's part there, is all it is. He's probably waiting to get up here to help us out for the rest of the show.
So, Gene Stus, and you had mentioned...
What a great game.
You had mentioned, Gary, that whoever gets by this first game would have a good shot at beating Steve Neff. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's right. Also, I told you before it started, I made my 2 picks of who it'd be down to. And it was Durbin and Stus who were the players.
So, Gene Stus, 277. Here's the big shot. The big shot.
We're going to watch the big shot here on Gene Stus. Keep in mind, this is a man that's had 3 open heart surgeries.
Well, let me tell you one thing. He has opened up the pocket tonight.
He is down on his knees.
So, Gene Stus with a big 277. And he will advance. There's your other finishers. Mike Durbin with a 245. Dale Eagle, 225. Ron Winger, 213. All respectable. Not enough. It's going to be Stus and Neff in the title match. List in Beaverton, Oregon, finishing the 14th. Bill Starnes makes his first match play this year. And, of course, former champion here just a couple years ago doing the color commentary this week. So, Gary, you made the show. Really, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. And 17th place, Roy Buckley, one of our PBA Hall of Famers.
Bobo Booth, looking for his first title since 1996. There you have it, Fred McLean. He's bowling awfully well. Senior Tour rookie coming off a top 10 finish last week. I'm Phil Ferguson, along with Gary Mage here at Valley Lanes for the Northwest Senior Classic, the 5th stop on the Showboat presentation of the PBA Senior Tour. The Showboat Hotel Casino and Bowling Center in Las Vegas, the umbrella sponsor of the PBA Senior Tour. The Showboat features more than 450 rooms, America's largest bowling center, an 80,000 square foot casino, and 4 restaurants. For more information, call 1-800-634-3484.
Yeah, Phil, we've been going to the Showboat since 1960, 38 years, and we're sure looking forward to being down there Sunday and having a great week at the Showboat.
Certainly always a lot of fun. There's Steve Neff preparing for the championship match. Of course, he has already earned a berth into the Village's Senior Tournament of Champions. He's going to love it in Lady Lake, Florida.
At the Village's, peaceful small-town charm is an everyday way of life. But you don't have to go very far to catch some action. The Village's golf courses. The Village's has a total of 126 beautiful holes of golf, which makes your biggest golfing challenge deciding which course to play. Residents can play the executive courses free, while playing the championship courses for less than $1 a hole. And after the match, players can relax and relive the day in any of 5 luxurious clubhouses. PBA senior bowler Pete Couture couldn't wait to try his luck.
I played a couple of the courses. I tried the 9-hole executive courses that are a little bit easier, and they're actually pretty good for me. And the 18-hole championship courses are very challenging, and they still let me play those even though I'm not that good.
And how good are the golf courses at the Villages? Well, later this year, the Villages will play host to the Samsung World Championship of Women's Golf, featuring 16 of the best women golfers in the world.
And there's the scoreboard here at Valley Lanes in Beaverton, Oregon, just outside of Portland. Dale Eagle finishes 5th. Ron Winger 4th. Mike Durbin, not a bad payday, finishing 3rd. And there you have it. We will have it very soon. Gene Stus, 11 strikes in that opening match, taking on rookie on the senior tour, Steve Neff. More in a minute. Welcome back to Valley Lanes in Beaverton, Oregon. There it is. That beautiful trophy awaits the winner of this championship match between Gene Stus. Stus looking for back-to-back wins on the senior circuit, and Steve Neff looking for his very first senior championship. Spent 10 years out on the national tour from 73 to 83. Said he gave it up because he wasn't having any fun. He said, boy, he's having a great time now. So Steve Neff starting the championship match.
There's a great opening shot there. He needs to establish himself and get into the swing right away.
Well, up in the booth is Mike Durbin. And Mike, boy, another great game. And again, somebody shoots 270 at you.
Well, it was fun out there. I mean, Gene's got the hot hand right now, and Steve better have his striking close on because he didn't do that last game, but he has got the strike ball working for him.
So Steve Neff going against Gene Stus. Stus with a 10-pin, and he'll switch balls. Harder surface ball, go right at it. Stus with 7 regional titles, 9 senior championships.
Gene always does that. Takes a hard plastic ball and goes straight in almost every spare.
So Steve Neff with a strike in the first. Gene Stus with a spare.
That's the first time that Stus didn't strike when he hit the head pin.
He just likes to see Mike Durbin come around.
Yeah.
He's averaging about 260 at me, so
looks like a much better shot. That's another 10 pin. So
Yeah, you don't have to tell me, Mike. He shot 279 at me last night, so.
he does. When he gets striking, he can really go. But Steve right now has an opportunity with him starting with 2 10-pins to jump out on him early, and I would suggest that he do it.
Gene is a retired GM employee. Never bowled on the national tour, but certainly bowled very well on the senior tour. Couple of spares to start the match is Steve Neff. Now comes up in the second frame, looking to take the early lead.
Steve worked really hard on his game. I was down practicing with him the other night on Sunday night. We were down on 31 and 32 at about 11 o'clock at night, just the two of us practicing, and he's been working real hard on his game, and it's really paying off for him.
You were bowling for any money, were you?
No. We were just working on our game.
Neff in the second frame. Great extension that leaves the bucket. So we'll have to wait. And Steve really credits Ted Thompson, former tour player, now player services director for the PBA, for encouraging him to come out. He said if it wasn't for Ted, he would not be bowling here today, bowling on the senior circuit. And Ted calls him a power stroker.
That's a pretty good description. And I'm surprised he left the bucket on lane 26, because for me, that lane was hooking more.
That looked like the lane that hooked back a little better for you.
Steve, the Rookie of the Year in 73 on the national tour, trying to be a Rookie of the Year here on the senior tour. Looks like he's got a good shot at it. Difficult shot, but Steve Neff able to convert, so Steve has the early lead. We're the official watch of the PBA Tour. This fashionable quartz analog watch features a genuine leather snakeskin strap and is designed for both men and women. Each watch just $29.95 plus shipping and handling. Order yours today by calling 330-836-5568. Beautiful looking watches. And you know what time it is now, don't you? It's time for this championship match, and Stus trailing by just a pin. Neff averaging 228 plus this week. So Steve maybe made a bit of adjustment, over-adjusted there.
Yeah, you look like he pulled up on that shot a little bit. All these guys, Phil, you know, Mike too, we're all going to be getting to go down to the Lady Lake and the villages down there and have a great time with our tournament champions. Both these bowlers are qualified for that, although Steve has not yet won as a senior player, but because he won out on the national tour, he will be eligible for the event also.
Same with Mike Durbin.
Same with me, and I think Steve just blew a golden opportunity right there in the opening part of this match. Stus, you know, still recovering from the 270 game now. I fully expect him to really just turn it on here, even though he leaves the 4-pin here. It looks like Steve's just a little lost. He's not getting the same ball reaction that the rest of us got.
No, he doesn't. He's a little firmer with the ball, and I noticed all week, and I wondered if the TV lights might make him a little jittery and throw one through the break point and then soften up a little bit and get the next one high. He's in the pocket, but
Stus starts off the game with 3 spares. There's Terry Pierce, manager at Valley Lanes. What a terrific job.
They had a great tournament here this week. Good pro-am. Everybody's friendly. Worked hard, treated the pros just like family. We all enjoyed it here.
Well, Gene Stus now up in the 4th frame. After that first game, I was expecting, you know, 270 to 250.
There he got a strike.
Thing is that he very seldom just gets a single strike. They come in bunches.
I think it's very important right now that Steve Neff needs to reestablish himself, get his confidence back, and make a good stroke on this shot so he can get himself going again.
So does he move right or soften up here?
I think he needs to soften up a little bit and make a good stroke at it.
Neff up in the 4th frame, trails by 1.
Totally out of time, you look
yeah,
like.
he just
leaves a mess.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good description. Oh, yeah.
I never like to see this. Looks like
Steve, a classic bowler. Now you watch him here and just tried to give it more room, kind of came up at the line, and as you said, he threw it right through the break point. The 1, 2, 8, 10. He's got to make this to stay in the game.
Sure does. He almost looks stiff, like he just can't get relaxed and real tight.
Well, he hasn't won a title since 1970.
Oh,
very good about that.
My dad always used to tell me to throw your second ball first, you know?
Watch how this barely catches the 10-pin, too. Just nips a corner. Yeah, backside of it. It just
great shot there. That was good.
Little reaction. Beautiful.
Look at those eyes.
He wants to stay in this game, and he trails by 5, and we're informed that he just switched balls.
Making the bowling ball switch, and I think it's more his timing than the bowling ball, don't you, Mike?
Well, you got to have the reaction, Gary. You know, that bad reaction can make for bad timing sometimes, too.
That's true.
Like the 2000 number better, got it out?
Well, you could be right, because that was an awful good shot there.
You know, Steve didn't bowl for like 13 years, ever since he really quit the national tour, except for 3 games in league, and coming out here in the senior tour, he's made his mark, finished 7th a couple weeks ago, bowling well.
He's going to be a force out here. He's a quality player, having fun, enjoying himself, and now he's got a taste of what it's like.
Gene Stus can double here, big double, should he get it? It's tapped again. So Stus shaking his head a little bit in disbelief.
Mike, isn't it interesting bowling out here, how when the transition takes effect, a guy that can strike all the time, all of a sudden his ball doesn't strike anymore. Gene may need to make a ball switch also.
At the 10-pin.
Able to make it. Looked like Steve Neff putting some tape in, taking it out in the thumb.
Well, I know personally, I don't know if Gary's the same way, but if that ball doesn't feel right in my hand, I can't throw it well.
No, you're right. It's got to feel comfortable.
And, boy, lately that's just been so important to me. Even at practice, I can't throw it well if it doesn't feel good.
So Gene Stus up in the 6th frame, leads this match by 5. Able to kick out that 10-pin, so we've got a dandy of a match going here. Gene Stus up 5 pins over Steve Neff. Back with more in a minute. Rick Galloway, a nice tournament. Also, there he is every week, Tito Semez.
We got Ron O'More, shot 300 for the 2nd week in a row, and Barry Gurney, the lefty, coming back from an injury.
Dan Miner and Jim Brunner, the alternates, and Chuck Pierce up here finished 27th. The statisticians. Another nice week for Chuck. That's Steve Neff. Gets ready to roll in the 6th frame, can take the lead with a big strike here in the 6th.
And he picked a finish on this lane, Gary. So you're thinking he's got some confidence on it, but it hasn't shown so far.
Yeah, maybe this other bowling ball now is going to really work for him. See how much better he stayed down through that shot?
So Neff with a big double and going back and forth. Neff on top.
Steve Neff, classic style. Right there, he kind of just trying to get comfortable, kind of like George Pappas fiddling with it right there. As he gets started, though, I assume he's going to get started there pretty quick.
How about his Barry Asher?
5-step delivery. Look at the long arm swing. Nice long slide. Good balance. Look at that follow through. Always had that left arm way out there. Nice knee bend. Classic form.
He has been awfully close to that 25-second clock. And Neff trying to keep it out. Leaves a 10-pin. What happens if you take too long?
Well, it's you get a warning the first time, and then it's a $100 fine after that. So if you're bowling for 8,000 first place, and maybe it's worth $100.
Neff looked like he threw a nice shot. Just like
he did. Did you see him move his hand to the right? He wanted it to hold. He was afraid it was going to go high, and it did hold and left the 10-pin. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. And the big mistake right there.
Again, a brand new ball for the TV show tonight, a spare ball. They may not be comfortable with it. Just slipped off at the very end.
See that follow through? Just went dead left, and he knew he was in trouble as soon as he let it go.
Stus up in the 7th, can really take command here. Able to get that big double.
That's a Gene Stus,
yeah,
you know.
Gene tells you that he lives on that hit right there. He just loves that hit. And right now, 18-pin difference. What a difference a solid 10 makes. He carries that, and he's in the lead, you know, putting all the pressure on Stus. He misses it, and now he's in big trouble.
Stus coming up. The 8th frame, average on that TV pair, nearly 228.
There's that hit again.
He says it carries. Why should I hit anywhere else?
That's right. What a momentum change, like Mike was saying. The difference is Neff leaves a great solid 10 and then misses it. And Stus turns around and throws 2 in a row right back, and all of a sudden Neff's down 28 pins in the match.
Neff up in the 8th frame, really needs to get a couple of strikes here.
That's kind of the disheartened shot there, right there. It just looked like, you know, he almost figures it's over.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if Stus wins this one, whoever wins next year in the first week will win the second week. Dickinson won 2 in a row out here in the Northwest last year.
Able to pick up the spare in the 8th frame. You can access all the latest information about the PBA. Check out the PBA's website address at www.pbatour.com. The site, which is sponsored by Brunswick, features the latest tournament standings, stories, stats, and news from the PBA's national and senior tours. So Steve Neff up in the 9th frame, trails by 28.
Have any chance he's got a strike here? Oh, when it rains, I'll tell you what. Wow. Solid 10, solid 7.
We also return to Steve Neff. He's been away from the tour for quite a while, but he bowled awfully well once again, finishing 7th just a couple of weeks ago. He's going to finish 2nd here. And
well, Phil, there's no question that he will learn a lot from tonight's telecast, and for sure a lot more. Although he's a great player, getting back into it again and the feel again is going to really help him.
Steve Stus up in the 9th frame.
Gene realizing he's got it well in hand and wants to make a good shot here.
10-pin.
Did make a good shot.
Yes,
Neff looking at the scoreboard. But right now, Gene Stus is in control to make it back-to-back senior championships. I had an opportunity to talk to Gene about the possibility of winning back-to-back senior titles.
Well, I don't think I ever had a back-to-back title. It would be great, you know. I mean, I've been bowling real well, and you know, anything can happen like last week. I was the underdog last week, and we got a tough field this week. But you know, one game, anything can happen.
Oh yeah, you bowled 2 great games
This is it
tonight,
for the
Gene.
win. That's enough pins. There's our champion.
So Gene has won back-to-back senior titles, and I don't think people realize how hard that is to do.
What's ironic, too, is he did it the same way. Big game last week, then 2-teen, and he wins. Big game this week. He's going to shoot 216 here and win this.
And Mike Durbin's sitting here wanting to know how come.
How could you read my mind? It's transparent, huh?
Yeah.
So this is Stus' final shot for a possible 216. As Stus makes that, fills it up 216. And I had an opportunity also to talk to Steve Neff before the match about the possibility of being senior rookie of the year.
Oh, it's fun to be out here. It's like a traveling high school reunion every week, and I'm just having a ball. It's nice to be bowling for fun again.
There'll be many great days ahead for Steve Neff, throwing the ball very well. And next week will be at Showboat Hotel, Casino, and Bowling Center, and that'll be a treat. We'll talk to the winner, Gene Stus, once again. 216, the winning score. And Gene Stus has won back-to-back senior titles. We'll talk to our winner here in the Northwest Senior Classic coming up in a minute. Mike Durbin has won the National Tournament of Champions 3 times, and under the new senior format has made 3 of the 4 televised shows. That should make him happy enough, but today's extra smile is because he's guaranteed a shot at his first PBA senior title.